All right. Let this get started here. All right, let it go ahead and get started. There we go. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and we are live. Have a topic that just hit that I just saw it come through Menno Henselman's page, and I'm going to have the study down below along with my Facebook page. If you guys will please follow me on the Facebook page, it would be greatly appreciated. Follow my fitness content there. But before we get started, let me give you guys a forearm shot. Of course, it was forearm today with my posterior chain, right? Veins on point. All right, Turkesterone. This pretty much buries it. I've said for a long time, both Greg and Derek, if they are pushing this stuff, they are scam artists. The evidence does not support that it is useful. I've even cited people I know who have PhDs and MDs who said there's no actual possible pathway by which Turkesterone or ecdysterone could even cause muscle growth. They're like, this is a scam from day one. Everyone knows it. And yet they continue to do it. And Greg's over here talking about, I'm going to buy my next supercar with the money I make selling it. Lamborghinis, Maseratis, all this stuff, right? But here's the thing, guys. Study. And again, I've already heard that Greg has said, well, they're making it in China. So the stuff using the studies from China, not Uzbekistan or wherever he claims to get his from, which is nonsense. He's making that up. But here's the issue. Greg, all the anabolics you use to build your physique came from China through Hong Kong, right? Didn't they? Almost all of them, probably. So what's the problem with stuff made in China? You got a problem with Chinese people? Are you claiming that they don't know how to grow herbs in China? I mean, come on. Let's be honest. And essentially, unless Greg and Derek, after this study hit, unless they get up, pull their products, and apologize to their audience for being scam artists, all of us need to call it out. I'm going to call it out. Everyone needs to call it out because it's just like we did with branched chain amino acids. Okay. Turkesterone is now proven to be a fraud. It is proven to be a scam product. He knows it. Derek knows it. Everyone knows it. And if they're selling it and not apologizing, then they're scam artists. They're self-admitted scam artists. You guys need to give me some likes here, by the way. There are all these people watching and only one like. Get them likes up. And so again, I'm going to be someone who's going to call him on it. I'm going to call him on it every week. Every week. Okay? Because this is a scam. And this is now a proven scam. And if he has any degree of integrity, he'll sell some of those supercars to refund money to the people who bought it. He's get up and admit that he's wrong. Hey, guys, it's not real. And again, to stand there and try to claim, well, they didn't use the correct stuff. Really, we're going to bring the integrity of Dr. Antonio in question. He's a pretty good nutrition researcher, actually. He's got a good reputation. In fact, he co-authored my friend Alex Leaf's doctoral work, okay, in protein overfeeding. Did his PhD work in protein metabolism. Again, talk about Dr. Antonio. He's well known in this industry for his nutrition research. So he's going to call his integrity in question is what he is doing. If he claims, well, this stuff, because he doesn't have human trials to show that it works. He does not have human trials to show that it works. This is a scam. He knows it. Everyone knows it. And these people are taking advantage of naive kids. Greg has used gear to build all of his gains and then claims, oh, well, this stuff's help. No, dude, it's the gear. Right? So let's get over to any questions that we have. How come I got 3 people asking questions and only 1 like? Y'all need to work on this. But let's get over and let's discuss questions. Let's get some questions going on this topic. Or any topic, really. Let's keep it mostly fitness related. Anna, could a little bit of anterior pelvic tilt cause low back pain? Probably not. You need to figure out what's causing your low back pain. That's usually not going to be it, not if it's a mild amount. Maybe weak abs, weak hamstrings, something going on. You do any reverse hypers? You do any ab work? Mattias says, hello from Sweden. Hello to you. All right, Louis McDougall. How anyone trusts the integrity of a convicted drug dealer when it comes to unproven supplements is beyond me. Well, here's the thing. It's no longer unproven. It's now proven to not work. Because in the study, zero, absolutely zero gains in men and women. Okay? We know he's going to double down. We know he's going to double down. Why wouldn't he double down? He's making a fortune off of it, off naive people. Hey, Anna already answered that, but if you need a consultation, hit me up. I do consultations. They're $100 an hour. I can help you with whatever's going on with your lifting, form coaching, assessing your program, figure out why you're getting this pain. But that's probably not it. Again, the Facebook page, right there, message me here. I can set up a call with you and we can see if we can get to the bottom of this. All right. Yeah, Louis, he says he will double down. Of course he's going to double down. He already is. He's trying to claim, well, they're not coming from this Azuki stand or wherever he claims to get it from, which probably isn't even true. He probably gets it right there in Canada. Some little place grows whatever herb, and he's probably getting it there for all we know, or he's getting it out of China. Right? Come on. Ridiculous. Yeah, but why anyone trusts this is, but again, people trust it because he looks good, he's jacked, puts on a good show, he's got a big following. And it's always been that way. The industry is a scam from top to bottom, particularly when it comes to selling things you put into your body. I mean, anyone who buys supplements at all is knowingly falling for scams at this point, but they're naive young kids who don't know any better. And it's not just kids. I'm seeing it in some of the different fitness groups and stuff. The same problem. It's older people too, housewives who think all these detox teas and all this other nonsense works. Believe in naturopaths and all this nonsense, which is a scam. Absolute scam. All right, see if we can get some more questions. VWC, what do you think of Phil Daru? I don't think about Phil Daru at all. I only know a little bit about him. I understand he does a little bit of conjugate type coaching for MMA, which is probably reasonable. But I have never dug into his work. It's just I don't need to. Not necessarily relevant to what I do to dig into it. But I mean, conjugate-based training works pretty good for fighters. So I can't argue with that basic idea as my understanding of what he does, right? We know it's a proven way to train fighters. He seems to get good results with fighters. There you go. Wow, what a weirdo. Man, again, complete nonsense. I mean, here's the thing. People like that try to literally shame me for admitting to being a child abuse survivor. Wow. Think about that for a moment. Think about the people who hate me. That's how they act. It's very clear who's on the right side here. Furthermore, this is 2024. Why would you care, people? And I'm actually not. Here's the thing. If I were, I wouldn't have a problem saying it. This is 2024. No one's going to hate on you for being into whatever minor fetishes like that. I would have no trouble admitting it. It's just not based on reality. I don't look down on people who are into that. So it's so weird that they come up with these bizarre ideas. And again, this is projection. Projection. Once Fed says, good Texas day to you, coach. Good day to you too, man. Where are you at? You in Texas also? It is definitely warm today. The chill is definitely out of the air this afternoon. The chill is out of the air. Hopefully this picks up a little. We got lively last night. I think we had like 50, 60 people then, and the questions were flying. I did that later than today, though. That's probably why, right? Why says just got back from Dean. I don't know what that means, dude. Love the weather. I have no idea what that even means. Is that a place? What is that? You guys got to explain yourselves better. You guys just love to type stuff in here and don't actually explain what the heck you're talking about. All right. Quick reminder again, those of you who aren't following the Facebook page, give me a follow there. Would appreciate it. Check my content out. All right. We're up to 24 people. Let's get some likes and some more questions going. I'm not getting any training or nutrition questions yet, other than just the topic here with which we've already covered. But again, I'm going to cover this regularly now that the evidence is clear that Turkesterone causes a zero muscle growth in people who work out, men and women, a zero, conducted by a respected researcher, Dr. Antonio. Zero evidence. It is a proven scam. Okay, that's it. We're done. Because if it did anything, it would have showed up in the study. Do we not have studies on anabolics? All these people claim, oh, it's like our anabolics. We have studies on anabolics showing it. David says, would you train differently if you lived in a war zone? I don't know how to answer that question, man. David, I don't have that personal experience. Therefore, I don't know what answer to give you there. You know what I mean? I mean, I feel for you being in that situation. I understand it's pretty rough there, you know. Again, I don't discuss politics and stuff, but I am actually quite familiar with the situation there. And I do feel for you, dude. Right? I do feel for you, bro. So I just don't like to discuss major political issues and social issues. But again, you do have my sympathy and compassion. You got to work those triceps. He's right, David. Get them triceps strong. It'll help you out. All right. Longlist says, Coach, are hot baths the best tool we have for recovery? Of course, rest is there, getting sleep. Anything that mitigates stress. Like if you're looking for the best tool, no, there's dozens of tools, right? Stress management, heat, hot baths, better sleep, better food, better nutrition, all these things, okay? All of these things factor in. So quit looking for that single factor. All of it matters. It's cumulative. And recovery is a big deal because, again, we don't grow from the training we do in the gym. We grow from the training that we recover from. That is what we grow from, right? And yes, the veins is still on point. And again, I'm sitting here with no pump. You guys saw the workout this morning. Veins are coming in, all natural. Natural lifters lifting natural weights naturally is all about this channel, right? I'm practically a noble natty now, but with more veins and bigger. All right. David says, how would you change the U.S. military's fitness training protocols? I don't know that I have an answer to that either. I feel like what they've done recently is better because there's a lot of resistance-based stuff. Okay, the days of running are over. I mean, realistically, that's not the way modern infantry really work, to be honest, other than certain specific units. Strength is probably, again, better way to go. I'm not saying they shouldn't have some running proficiency, but I mean, they've improved it greatly. I'm not a big fan of that whole trap bar deadlift thing, just test them on a regular barbell, but I digress. Longleg says, why are people running ice baths nowadays? Because they're stupid and they're con artists. I mean, it's very, very simple. Dr. Dr. Nutt says, where in Texas are you? I'm out in Aldine, just moved here last year. Love Texas so far. I came from California. I'm just north of Houston. Everybody kind of knows that. Wads, I have no experience in the security field. So, zero. I have a zero military experience and zero security experience. There we go. Just make that clear before anyone tries to accuse me of anything. Would you ever make a video of hot baths? Typically, no, because it's not really worth talking about. It's just a minor improvement. This is common knowledge, man. Everybody knows that heat improves recovery from training. Hot baths. I mean, it's pretty well understood. It's the cold is the problem that people have promoted that complete idiotic nonsense. And it's basic biology. Like, we didn't even need the studies to debunk it. Okay, we need to be clear on that. The studies that debunked it and showed the problems didn't even need to exist. It's common sense. TKS, are band pegs strong enough to be used for neutral grip pull-ups? You're asking a very vague question about a vague category of equipment. I have no idea, TKS. Some of them might be. Some of them are probably going to break on you. Do you even need neutral grip pull-ups? What's wrong with regular pull-ups? Dr. Nutt says, do you know any good gyms near me? Went to a few, but they all suck. Dude, there should be tons of. Just look. There's no way you're telling me you're anywhere in that area and you can't find 3 or 4 good gyms. Look a little closer. There are plenty of them, right? Plenty of them. Long, most of your optimizing recovery, though, comes from your training, like programming your training correctly, your nutrition. This other stuff is way secondary. Okay, we're talking at that point when we start talking these other modalities outside of sleep, stress management, proper training programming, nutrition, everything else is chasing the last percent. And until you cover those, you don't even need to worry about that. Like, is your diet perfect? Do you sleep 8 hours a night? Is your training programming dialed in? Okay, until those are perfect, you don't even need to worry about the other stuff like heat and any of that. It's just not relevant. Dr. Nutt said all the gyms I went to were all hardcore ones. Well, that's what you call a good gym. Dr. Nutt, we need to be clear here. Those are good gyms. So you can't tell me you want to find a good gym and then tell me that you're intimidated to go to a good gym. Well, go to a shitty gym. Go to a shitty gym where everyone is weak and small and be like them. But if you want results, go to the gym with people who are getting results. Even if you're a complete beginner who's never worked out a day in your life, that's the gym you want to go to. Like, what do you mean intimidated? Like, if you wanted to make a bunch of money, would you go, man, I don't want to hang out with a bunch of people making money. They intimidate me. I want to hang out with a bunch of poor people and make that my circle. Yeah, exactly. You will rise to your surroundings. I recommend if you want to get gains and you're not going to do a home gym, you find the most hardcore gym you can possibly find near you. When you walk in there, if dudes aren't benching 400 pounds, squatting 500-600 pounds, get the fuck out of there. Just leave and go somewhere else. Like that's not a good gym. Corey, what do you mean if I change my view on warm-up sets? Why would you think I changed my view on warm-up sets? I can't see any reason anyone would think my view on warm-up sets has changed at all in years. So it seems like a strange question. All right. Long Leg says, if you're doing still hot, I always do hot baths. What kind of fruit are you eating today? I didn't. It was mostly brown rice and sweet potatoes for my carbs today. My back is bigger. Says, what's a better predictor of lat size and strength, body weight pull-ups or weighted pull-ups? I'm going to go with weighted pull-ups, man. Right? Are we talking about body weight? I mean, unless we're doing really high reps. No, man, your weighted pull-ups are very indicative. Very indicative. All right. Yeah, doctor says you have a good point. Thank you. You're welcome, man. Helping a brother out. What supplements do you currently take? Am I taking any supplements? I mean, besides protein powder? I mean, I occasionally pop a multi like once a week or something. I remember to pop one. Dr. Nut says about to go soon, about to have a Texas barbecue, man. All good. What are you apologizing to me for? Go enjoy your food. Do your thing, brother. Do your thing. Let me put this over here. Just to keep that up. Got too many damn phones everywhere. All right. What else we have going on? Get some decent questions now. Let's keep them rolling in. We got enough views. There should be more questions with this many people watching. They should just be a flow like we had last night. I know I haven't been. Look at the outside now. Why would I take D3 right now? Bro, look. What would be the point? No, I haven't been doing creatine either. I mean, I have some, like a kilo of it. I haven't been taking it. I haven't bothered. I'm just, it's just supplements, guys. I mean, supplements can be nice to use, minor benefits here and there, but they're not that big of a deal. They're not ever going to make or break you, and people need to understand that. Noodle, I don't answer those questions at all. You're going to have to do a paid consultation with me to discuss it. I'll be happy to discuss the state of the algorithms and monetization and all that, but not for free and not in public. That's not what I'm going to do. So, I mean, hit me up and we can do a thing on it. I'll be happy to discuss it with you for an hour in detail, but it's going to cost you. John Liddell says, got some recent blood work and fasting glucose was high normal. Diet and exercise are in check. Have you had clients struggle with this? Your diet is not in check. I mean, if it's getting high normal, maybe your diet is not in check. How would it be getting up towards that end if your diet was perfect? Explain this to me. Corey says, asking because you've been updating your views a lot lately in your opinion on warm-ups. I don't think my opinion on warm-ups was ever controversial. I mean, I showed my warm-ups today. Did I not? People say, you just did one rep. That was I warmed up. I did a 405 deadlift as a warm-up. I showed my warm-ups from my bench yesterday. I mean, all but one. I didn't show the empty bar. I did 225 for one rep, and then I went to 315 for work sets. Now, I didn't show the empty bar on that one. I usually do about 9-10 reps of the empty bar on bench. I warmed up. My back is bigger. You still do. I haven't done any rows lately. Not in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, right now all I need. My back is doing great. So, I just don't need anything but pull-ups and deadlifts at this point in the game, man. Just don't need them. My lats are on point. They're doing great. I'm going to focus more on my arms on that day. So I just don't need it. It's a matter of prioritizing. My arms are the thing holding me back. As I get leaner, if I can just get my arms bigger, I'm going to be in a phenomenal place. Dr. Nutt, maybe, message me on Facebook and I'll see if we can come to an agreement on that. Long Leg says, how often do you recommend clients do a hot bath? At least a few times a week. I mean, if you want to do one every day, I don't see an issue with it. Right? Hot baths, man, they're good. They're good for you. Good for recovery. Right? Can I eat grits for my carbs? Yeah, I guess so. Top 10 facts online. Thoughts on Scooby at over 6 years old. He said if he could go back for longevity, he would only train full body twice per week. I don't know about full body twice a week. Here's the thing for longevity, though, man. I realize the longer I've done this, doing body part stuff where you hit a muscle really only once a week is better for longevity. It really is. I will probably eventually go down to 3 days a week on a push-pull legs. Right now I'm doing 5 because it's good for business. It's good for refinement, improving. I'll eventually go to a 3-day push-pull legs. I kind of see me going that way, eventually. My back says, I've noticed you have periods where you mostly do pull-ups and periods you mostly do rows. The only thing that stays consistent with your back training is deadlifts. Makes me think that's all you need. Quite frankly, as long as I do one or the other plus deadlifts, I'm good. I do feel pull-ups do more for my lats. I feel they do more for my arms, which I need more arms. But I'm not saying pull-ups alone will build arms. I feel like they just overall they're better for me. But yeah, deadlifts will always finish it out. John Liddell says, in a deficit and losing 1.5 pounds a week or so. That's fast. Keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to sustain that long term. Diet has been mostly eggs, cottage cheese, fruit, chicken, steak, veggies. I do most zero sugar carbonated drinks as well, alcohol, but not in excess. Okay, so what's your question? That sounds fairly good. I would recommend alcohol to 0, but I would rather you moderate it than not moderate it, like you said. But if you have a question, man, throw it out there. David asked, do you utilize myo-rep sets? Nope. I do straight sets, occasional rest pause. Everything is usually about 1 rep from failure or 2 failure. That's how I train, man. Right? That is how I train. I did tons of dumb stuff from drink. That's why I don't drink anymore. My behavior is embarrassingly unacceptable in general when I drink. Plus, it's bad for your health, right? Bad for your health, bad for your gains, bad for your money, bad for everything. But yeah, no, my behavior was abhorrent when I drank. So I choose to be a non-drinker. Said I'm 4.5 years. It's been 4.5 years since I had a drink. And I'm planning on keeping it that way forever. That's the game plan. That is the plan. My back is bigger says, I'm just going to call you my back. Your name is too long. Now that I'm pushing my bench, I'm doing a lot of tricep work. Once I was able to pause 225 for 5 reps when bench stalled. Very long arm, 6'8". Wingspan at 6 foot tricep work has really helped. Yeah, if it's helping, then keep going. I don't think triceps really are, right? I don't think triceps really are the key, but if they will always help. You're never going to get weaker in a lift by making one of the primary movers stronger, right? RXL says, they're not going to give up that scam. You might as well start hammering them now. Don't stop until that product is full. That's what we need to do. What was your training like when you hit the 600 squat maxes and then volume? So it was heavy singles followed by rep work and then machines. Keep in mind, I had a 550 good morning at that time also. I was also 40 pounds heavier than I am now. Marco says, do standing barbell rows have use for advanced lifters? They better off doing a seal row. I just feel like barbell rows give me unnecessary lower back fatigue. You got a point, and I would say if they're just giving you unnecessary low back fatigue, you might be better off doing seal rows, depending on what you're doing with the rest of your training. Like you said, you're already squat, deadlift, and good morning. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing deadlifts and good mornings, you may want to just pull them and replace them with a chest supported row. That to me, that's perfectly reasonable in terms of your overall fatigue management. Long Leg says, how much sleep did you require for the 600 squat? I was sleeping like probably 8 to 10 hours every night at that time. Because keep in mind, I was over 40 already. My back says, even though I have a gorilla wingspan, my chest has the best genetics in terms of hypertrophy. Everything grows my chest. For me, it's just been the triceps. It's because of that long stroke. Yeah, man, it's just like you're moving the weight so far. My top 10 says, I've yet to see a true natty with big deltas as possible. Do you think if the delta are really big, it's usually, it's a sign of your use. In fact, most bodybuilders even cite their delts, and that makes it even more pronounced. Mark, so have you ever done tibulus exercises? No, there's a point where I think that's just a waste of time. Just my opinion. Taylor says, should I use a good morning for rep or hypertrophy work or train it for strength? Yes. Notice you said an or, and I just said yes. I mean, if you're trying to maximize it, I would do both. I would mess with both to some extent. That's what I did when my squat was at the strongest. I literally did maxes on it. I did sets of 10 up to sets of 20 on it. I mean, if you're going to get serious, if you really want to push a good morning and make it super useful, that is probably the way to approach it. I might do that again one day. Right now, I don't want to. It's just too much extra lower body on top of what I do. And I'm really trying to maximize the upper body for aesthetic purposes because my lower has been pretty good. But one day I might again. Hypothetically, if you were to start chasing a 4 or 5 benching, would you swap the pull-ups for rows? Nope. In fact, I know a guy right now who has almost a 500 bench who only does pull-ups. I know a 220 guy. I've seen him bench 475. Had some interesting chats with him. Dude, he is pull-ups for days. Seems to work for him. I don't fully buy into the whole upper back emphasis for bench. It's a nice theory. But haven't there been 500 benchers who are not even at massive body weights, who mainly just built their pressing muscles? There have been some. Again, we're talking tit for tat at that point. We're talking minor stabilization benefits, like when you're chasing that last 10 pounds of all the back work, right? Is creatine worth anything? Yeah, it's just very minor. It does stuff. It's just such a minor benefit. And if you can see it, it shouldn't be enough for you to notice it. You require equipment to measure it. Wad says, why don't you work out at a hardcore gym, coach? Wouldn't it be cool? Because I've got a great home gym. It's easier for me. I don't have filming problems. I don't have to deal with nonsense. Dave Ward says, my concern with the slow bulk is that I'm cutting. It's so close, I might actually be in a deficit. Might have to go to the month to know if I'm eating enough. Any suggestions? So what are you worried about? So you might lose a little fat, right? Yeah. Dr. Nutt says, sorry, I missed a connection issue. Yeah, dude, I said message me off your Facebook account, and we can discuss it and see if I can help you or not. I don't know. I don't want to give an answer unless I know that I can actually help you. Mark's Field says, I don't know if you've covered this. I did it in a live earlier this week. If you go check the lives tab for my videos, I've already discussed it. It's in the title. Is the emphasis for a huge upper back for benching comes from West Side because they have elite lifters and they look equipped? Probably. Ziller says, how important is cardio for maintaining performance during strength training sessions? lifting lately has been harder than it should, and I'm pretty sure it's me neglecting cardio that's the issue. Yeah, maybe it could be a recovery issue. Like you might want to get your conditioning up a bit. Tyrone says, Michelle still do an hour of cycling a day. Yeah, Michelle does a ton of cardio, dude. She does tons of cardio. David, you're still going to gain muscle. You might just recomp a little, and it's not a big deal, right? You're going to look better if you're only gaining tiny amounts of muscle because maybe the calories aren't perfect, but then you end up recompositioning. Aren't you going to look better? Aren't you going to have better relative strength? Isn't everything going to be better anyways? You also are not gaining any fat while making any gains at all. That is worth something in and of itself. You're not going to have to cut that fat later. Dr. Nutt says, cool, thank you, brother. You're most welcome, man. You're most welcome. Get some decent questions in here now. We're waiting for a couple more. Let me get a sip of my tasty beverage. Leo Jean, didn't you ask this before? I don't know that I have an answer, honestly, to that one. Taylor, have you been using those olives in your diet? I just eat a handful of olives here or there when I feel like it. It just adds some extra healthy fats and fibers and stuff. You know, they're just a little minor snack. I may occasionally just put them in a coffee cup and eat them. I'll check that out again. Thanks. If you're able to start again, Marcos, you gotta reel it way into a more modern time like I did yesterday. Right? Yesterday I answered the question. It was in the title of what would I do at the start of my YouTube career, early ice cream fitness days, 11, 12 years ago. Because when we start going way back in time, I don't even remember what my first fucking workout looks like. And people are like, but you discussed it in videos years ago. I did, but I don't remember what I said. You see the problem with your question? Right? The problem with the question is you're asking me to think back 25 years ago and try to figure out what I even did back then. And then ask, wait, was that my first month or was that a year later? Was it in my second year? Or was it in my third year? Oh, crap, I'm getting confused. It doesn't work, dude. It doesn't work. We're just going too far back in time for me to remember exactly what I was doing. I mean, if we want to go back 10 years, I can work with 10 years ago. But keep in mind, 10 years is a lifetime almost. Oh, Leo, I don't remember all the different fighting ones, man. You know what? You just pick one and train it. You'll be fine. Have you ever competed in any strongman events? No. My back, true. And it's funny because if it's purely mechanical numbers, it's just to be fair, on some topics from 20 plus years ago, you seem to have a great memory down to the last detail on some topics. You notice they're always numbers. They're always numbers. Like, yeah, I remember that I had a 292 duration cam with a 488 lift and 114 degrees of lobe separation angle and a 383 stroker. And that was over 30 years ago, right? I can remember that a small block Chevy's firing order is 1843657 Again, more weird people. You guys do know I don't even know anybody who's ever lived in Section 8 housing. So that's such a weird trolling thing. I legitimately don't understand. Hey, Jeff, I mean, I don't actually understand why you guys say that. Like, I mean, for trolling to make sense, it needs to come from somewhere. So I don't actually understand why you guys say that. Like, I legitimately don't get it. I mean, some stuff I understand where you guys come up with it, but that one's not ever based on anything I or anyone who's ever met me, to my knowledge, has ever said. Like, I can say that, to my knowledge, I have never even met a person on Section 8 housing. If they were, I didn't know about it. So it's just kind of weird. Tyrone, she does tons and tons. Like I don't even want to go down her whole list of all of her cardio, cycling, sled work, all of it. I mean, she pretty much lives like a professional athlete. Richard Fromish says guys in both the 90 kilo and 100 kilo classes surpassed your competition list. I just saw the squat. Probably not, dude. That would be tough. I don't know. Deadlift, I think. Yeah. Cameron says, what are your thoughts on machine flies? I think machine flies can be okay. I think cables are probably, if you don't want to use dumbbells, though, I feel like cables are probably better. My back, I don't prescribe extra sex for my clients. I mean, I would tell them, obviously, it would be a good thing for their health. Wad says, I've been working 10-hour shifts, petroleum industry, barely have the energy. Mitigate your training better. Here's my advice. I coach people who have crazy, busy, stressful jobs. Put in an application. If you're working in the petroleum industry for 10-hour shifts, you can afford me. I'll coach you. Put in an application. I'll get you dialed in. Bubbly says, if I'm doing weighted chin-ups for 3 to 4 reps on a workout, is it more productive than just doing pull downs for higher reps? Possibly. Yeah, that is a little low on the reps, but I would lean in the direction of possibly. If someone gave you $2,000 free to invest in your current, I don't have space to put anything else in it. Is it true that lower traps are a muscle that really pop when you get down to a lower body fat more so? More than other muscles? No, I don't think so. I'm going to go with abs. Why would you think lower? I think abs pop would be the top answer to that question, actually. Right? So. But David, that being said, if you want to donate $2,000 to me, there's a donate button right here on the thing, man. The supers. I'm not going to complain. I just don't have room for more gym equipment. I am literally out of space in my garage. I need a bigger place. Put that money towards a bigger place. Right? Oh, see, but my back, you're like, I didn't mean it as the best muscle. I meant that lower compared to lower traps, lower chest and abs here. Yeah, but you said other muscles and you just said it. So that my first thing that popped in my head is abs. Coach, do you think bigger traps help with the strict press? I feel like something. No, probably. I don't think to a huge extent because they're not necessarily a major primary mover unless you're talking at the very lockout, depending on the technique and everything you're using. I'm going to go with probably not to a major extent. They're not going to be your limiting factor, that's for sure. Okay. Your traps are not going to be your limiting factor on a really strong strict press. They could be a minor factor at best. So you're like hindering my true potential. But once you get bigger delts, you get bigger triceps, that's what's going to hinder your true potential on that exercise. Yeah, my back, when we come over to that, I don't know that that's would count there either. I mean, if you're comparing it to arms, okay, maybe. But realistically, wouldn't your delts be right up there? Wouldn't your hamstrings be right up there? Abs definitely surpass it. So no, I mean, compared to most muscles, I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with no on that. Definitely going to go with no. Bubbly says, I'm working overtime on my arms, especially tries and chest and core. Well, there you go, man. Yeah, the triceps though, triceps will probably help with that strict press more than your traps will. I mean, if we're going to really compare some muscles involved, but keep in mind the delts. At the end of the day, that's going to be the real money maker there. But triceps are going to be a close second. All right. Yeah. I got to check something here. All right. We good. Also, are all you guys following me on the Facebook? Are y'all following or not? There's a link to it down in the description. Follow me there, guys. Come on. Don't be shy. All right. But hey, David, man, I mean, if you want to send that 2,000, like I said, I'm not going to complain. I won't get upset. I mean, if you're offering, I know you're not going to do it. I'm messing with you, dude. I don't expect you to send me $2,000. For anyone thinks I'm being serious, I'm not being serious. All right. My back says, do you still have a strength standard for big lats on the pull-ups? Alex says 135 for one rep at moderate body weight. I don't know that I can do 135 for one. I can do 100, and I've got massive lats. But keep in mind, it's about the body weight. I'm still over 200 pounds also. Coach, can only chin-ups cover lagging biceps? Nope. Case in point, use me as an example. My biceps really didn't start growing until I focused on curls. I had 100-pound weighted chin, and I still had small biceps. What does this tell you? I was over 200 pounds doing 100-pound weighted chins on camera, and my biceps were still my worst muscle. So, based upon that, having seen that on camera in the past, could you speculate that the answer to your question is absolutely not? Absolutely not. Right? Yeah. Hey, we just got to call it like it is. That's why I'm having to bring my arms up now. I neglected them too much, hoping the chins and the rows and everything would handle it. I personally think your biceps also seem to have improved due to your cut, more vascular and better proportions to your torso. I mean, that always helps. Like that always helps for sure, right? I mean, when you got that big vein, like when you guys see me lifting and that vein, like right here, runs all the way up, and it's actually bigger than on my forearm when I'm lifting. Yeah, that helps. That helps a lot. But it gets smaller when I'm just chilling and resting and not pumped. Eventually, though, I think as I get leaner and more jacked, maybe it'll be there all the time. Get rid of these people. What do you do, man? Crazies. Since I actually took the time to delete his question, the guy probably just busted a nut all over his screen. He got all excited. My God, acknowledged I exist. He's like, see me, senpai. Oh, there we go, Dr. Nut. I knew you were a troll. All right. I just saw long. I'm going to give the same answer I have given 500 times. Any plans to return to England in the near future? I have no plans at this time to ever set foot in England for the rest of my life. No plans at all. Yeah, when Revival cut down to a legit 9%, his biceps seemed to blow up in the pictures. It helps. Yeah, it helps a lot. Just getting lean will always make all sorts of stuff look more jacked. It's the nature of it, right? You want to look big in pictures, just get lean. I mean, people should realize that when you see strongman competitors next to Mr. Olympia contenders, and you realize the strongmen are literally twice their size. It's like, oh, I guess all those cuts do make them look big. It's like, right. Fat doesn't. Right? Let me look at those pictures of the bencher Sergey and then which strongman competitor you always see next to Jay Cutler. They make him look like a child, right? He literally looks like a little kid next to them. But by himself, you see him, you're like, wow, what a monster. It's Brian Shaw, right? Yeah, next to Brian Shaw. You see him next to Brian Shaw, and it's like Jay Cutler is just like a little bitty tiny dude next to him. He just looks like he's just pick him up and throw him. Probably could, to be fair. Do you think Raymond Dino, I don't know who that is actually. I don't even care about the Olympia. Look how bad they all look. Look how bad the guy who won this year looked. I mean, that's an embarrassment. Like pro bodybuilding at that level at the Olympia has turned into an embarrassment. Would you ever stream and do commentary on a powerlifting meet worlds? Maybe. I don't know. It's not in the cards right now. I mean, I guess maybe theoretically, hypothetically, one day. Not currently on my agenda. Right. But, you know. All right. But at least it's an interesting question. I've never even thought about it, to be fair, as a thing. Like, do you mean officially for them, or do you mean just sitting on my channel watching one and trying to figure out software or something? John Bravo says, correct. Dude, I'm not going to comment on stuff like that, man. I don't even care if Greg is gay or not. Like, I got bigger stuff to worry about. I mean, realistically, do we really care in 2024 if some pro bodybuilders in the closet? I mean, really, does it even matter? In fact, let's go ahead and just call out the weirdness. In 2024, a person even being in the closet seems weird, right? It's not like we live in the same world we did 20 years ago. Like, it's perfectly safe for them to come out. My back says, no, just for your own means. Be cool to see you and Alex do a stream together and bury the hatchet. Commentary would also be cool. Well, that's an idea. You know what? I'm going to throw it out there. That actually would be a cool idea. I would actually consider that. Hey, if Alex actually reached over to me and said, Jason, there's no reason for us to be enemies. Let's do a podcast or a stream. Let's get in and let's just bury the hatchet and let's just talk about serious ass training. Let's just talk training and just no fighting, no BS, no insults. Let's just get in and talk training. Nothing else. Just talk about lifting and gains. If he wanted to do that, I would absolutely do it. Right? I would do that at this point. I don't have any ill will towards Alex. And to be perfectly fair, he's matured a lot. His knowledge has increased a lot. You know, I don't have any reason to hate Alex. I just don't. You know, he's made good gains. He's putting out pretty decent information from what I can tell these days. I mean, kids come a long way. I'm not unfriends. I just haven't talked to John since the whole Brittany breakup. We just haven't chatted. And he doesn't have I didn't give him my new number. We're not in connection. He used to call me a lot. Like, I don't have time to say, dude, these days I'm too busy to take John's. Oh my God. Dude, John can talk and talk and talk and talk. He's a good guy, though. Don't get me wrong. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. But man, John will talk your ear off, dude. He'll get in a call with you and 2 hours will pass, man. Just like, dude, it's like freaking 11 o'clock, man. I got to go to bed, dude. I got to trade in the morning. Uh, Dude, that man loves to talk. I mean, he's cool, though. He's cool. Um, Johnny. Oh, man. Yeah, dude, he'll talk your ear off once he gets going in a conversation. Um, and he's always excited. Like how do I describe? Dude, he's actually he's always like a very excited, kind of positive dude. Very upbeat when you chat with him, you know. But he'll talk your ear off. Jason, Richard, Alex Farnier would be the most powerful trio in the universe. I don't know about all that. That would be, my God, would that be interesting? That would be different. I don't think anyone would see that coming if it happened. You know, I'm still the one who eats meat out of the group, but I'm also totally agree with them though, the saturated fat, and we should be eating mostly plant-based. And I think we would all agree there, right? I think we would agree on that point. I mean, Americans eat way too damn much saturated fat. And it absolutely is contributing to our poor health. I think between that and the refined sugars, those are the two big ones, and alcohol. Did I know? No, John had, I think, about 10,000 followers or so on YouTube originally, 5,000 when he first reached out. We started chatting back in the day. Dude, it's been a long time. I haven't talked to John in at least 8 years. Yeah. All right, man, we're almost an hour in. I think I'm going to wind this down. I'm going to try to do one of these tomorrow. Guys, I'm trying to do a live most days, unless I'm going to have evenings where I can't because I have other stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. So I hope it's been informative. Let me give you guys another forearm shot. Vascularity on point. Talk to you guys and gals next time. Love all of you.